Wow, Saturn sure looks good tonight. It doesn't matter how many times I look at it, it always amazes. Saturn is probably the most impressive object you can see in your scope. Because of its famous rings and great detail you can make out, it is always a treat to see. You can see it in any scope. For people who have never looked through a scope before, seeing Saturn close up with their own eyes is an awesome experience. If Saturn is visible in the night sky, get your friends over and show it off to them. Or put your scope up where people in the neighborhood can stop by for a look. They will all be impressed. On this episode of Rigel Astronomy, I thought it would be fun to look at one of Saturn's moons, the cloud-shrouded mysterious Titan. In 2004, the robotic spacecraft Cassini arrived at the planet Saturn. It took over 6.5 years to reach the planet after its launch from Cape Canaveral. A joint venture between NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Italian Space Agency, Cassini was planned to spend 4 years exploring Saturn and its moons. What Cassini found was so amazing that the mission was extended and extended. 10 years later, Cassini is still going strong and still finding incredible things. One of the major studies for Cassini was the moon Titan. Shrouded in clouds, earthbound telescopes were not able to peer beneath the veil. So Cassini was equipped with instruments that could penetrate the clouds and determine what lay below. But not only that, Cassini carried along with it Huygens. Huygens' mission? To land on Titan. Titan is larger than our moon. In fact, Titan is larger than the planet Mercury. Saturn has 62 moons, several of which were discovered by Cassini. Titan is the largest of them all. On January 14, 2005, the European-built Huygens lander became the first spacecraft from Earth to land on a body in the outer solar system. As Huygens descended beneath the clouds, it took these amazing photographs. The first ever photographs of the surface of Titan. It finally reached the surface and made a successful landing. It found itself on an icy world where the rocks were actually made of ice. In fact, when Huygens touched down, it actually bounced and slid a bit on the icy surface. The batteries on the lander lasted longer than expected, so the surface phase of the mission ran 1 hour and 10 minutes. All the while, during descent and then on the surface, Huygens sent back data revealing for the first time what it was like on Titan. So, what is it like on Titan? Between data from Huygens and 10 years of Cassini flying by it with its instruments peering down, we have been able to put together a pretty good picture of this icy moon. Let's start from out in space and work our way down. Titan is the only moon in the solar system with a thick atmosphere. The atmosphere extends nearly 600 kilometers, or 370 miles above the surface. It is made up of 95% nitrogen and 5% methane, with small traces of carbon-rich compounds mixed in there. In Titan's upper atmosphere, the methane and nitrogen molecules split apart and form a variety of organic molecules, including carbon and hydrogen. This is how the Earth's atmosphere was billions of years ago, forming organic molecules that eventually formed life. Since Cassini has been able to fly by Titan many times and record measurements over the years, scientists have found that the ionization taking place in the upper atmosphere varies with the solar cycle of the Sun. The Sun has an 11-year solar cycle, and studies at Titan show that ionization increases when solar activity increases at a comparable rate. Prior to 2010, there was little change in solar activity and little change in ionization on Titan. In 2012, solar activity increased at a rapid rate, and the ionization on Titan increased rapidly as well. As we move closer to the surface, we reach an atmospheric layer where rain and snow develop. But the rain and snow on Titan is not made of water, but of methane. Like on Earth, Titan has seasons also. Cassini has been able to watch the weather change over the course of a season, and on Titan it has observed the varying cloud and weather patterns. It seems Titan has a rainy season and a dry season. Now we reach the surface, and more wonders await. Here we find rivers, lakes, deserts, and dunes. the only place in the solar system outside Earth that has been found to have bodies of liquid flowing and creating lakes on its surface. Almost Earth-like, except that the temperature here is about minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 179 Celsius. The liquid flowing in these rivers and lakes is not water, but methane. On Earth, methane is a gas, but Titan is so cold that methane exists here as a liquid. Liquid methane rains down on Titan and then flows along rivers and into lakes, sculpting the land like water does on Earth. It is actually a good thing that oxygen is not present here. With all that methane, if the atmosphere were oxygen, a single spark would ignite the entire moon. This is a comparison between a lake on Titan and Lake Superior on Earth. Hydrocarbons collect in low-lying areas where winds shape them into dunes. Hydrocarbons landing on the hills get washed down by the rain to create floodplains. This is where Huygens landed, on one of those floodplains. Titan is not a world where humans can survive. A hazy, smoggy, methane-filled world colder than anywhere on Earth. But Titan is still one of the most Earth-like places we have found in the solar system. Over the next few years, Cassini will make many more flybys of Titan, gaining more and more knowledge about this wonderful and amazing place. Cassini has enough fuel to last until sometime in late 2017. It will not only continue its study of Titan, but it will observe the volcanoes of water on Enceladus, check out the inner rings of the planet along with Saturn's poles. It will see a new season dawn on the planet. So make sure you aim your scope towards Saturn from time to time. Every time you do, you will be amazed by the ringed planet. The tilt of the rings will change over time, so your view will be different each time. And see if you can find Titan. It will appear as a small little dot. Saturn and its moons like Titan is simply spectacular. Until next time, happy stargazing!
Check out our other episodes in Let's Explore Astronomy series at www.tedcookproductions.com/LEA.
You will find all kinds of cool astronomy topics there. Hey, give a shout out to our sponsors, without whom we would not be here. Visit their websites and partake of their services and products. A big thank you to the Yukon Department of Tourism and Culture and Westmark Hotels, Westmark Whitehorse.